What it do, homies? It's your boy Dave, and I'm back today. We back here with some more Divine. This time we checking out his song Keela. Let's go ahead, shut up and turn it up.
Levels check कर रहे 11 पे माले पे खड़े सामने शहर दिख रहा है Fino, I'm the Don. हाँ.
Oh, see, I like this, right? I don't know if that's how he's going to continue the entire video and everything, but there's just something about looking at somebody that's just right there in front of the mic, right? It's kind of like that intimate moment where it's just you and the bars, none of that flashy stuff. I feel like he about to drop something hard here.
सब कुछ है पास और फिर भी मैं अकेला क्यों पूरा शहर मेरे साथ फिर अकेला क्यों कभी कभी लगता है मैं अकेला हूँ फिर वो मुझे बोलता है नहीं है अकेला तू और सब कुछ है पास फिर अकेला क्यों पूरा शहर मेरे साथ फिर अकेला क्यों कभी कभी लगता है मैं अकेला हूँ फिर वो मुझे बोलता है नहीं है अकेला तू मेहनत मैंने की है मैं आया नहीं
You know, generally the only time I hear people say something along those lines where I have all of these things, but I'm still alone, you know, I feel like it's those type of people that try to fill empty gaps or holes like in their emotions with like materialistic things. You know what I mean? Not to say that Divine does that, but I know some, you know, I treat the saying money buy you happiness very loosely. Say it's temporary happiness, but just like you can get used to being poor, you can get used to being rich, right? If you had all the money in the world, you'll probably be happy for a good amount of time, but eventually you're going to get, you know, what's the word? You're going to get used to it. It's not going to be the same as when you got your first $1 million. If you keep getting it regularly, you're going to get used to being a millionaire. And all of a sudden those feelings that you had that you thought was replaced by the money or the material things have went away, and now you're still feeling like you're alone. So it's probably not the direction he's going, but that's what I mean. That's what I'm thinking about right now.
फिर वो मुझे बोलता है नहीं अकेला तो मेहनत मैंने की है मैं आया नहीं नसीब से टूटा मेरा घर वो बोले आया नहीं करीब से पैसे की कीमत जाने जब निकले तेरे जेब से वो देखते वो चलते मैं निकला करीब से.
See the value of money and everything. That's crazy. That's crazy. He said people don't think that he made it from the, why wouldn't you think that, right? I feel like the only people who wouldn't think that would be people who just kind of listen to 1 or 2 tracks and then sign off on somebody, right? I feel like if you're going to make such a bold statement, at least do some research on the artist.
कभी कभी लगता मैंने खाया उस सेब से आदम तो नहीं पर मैं आदम खोर बन गया रैप खेल में लैप्स नहीं मैराथन बन गया निप वाली सोच और मैं बेमिसाल बन गया.
I like that, not taking laps in this game. Not taking laps in the rap game because it's a marathon. When I think of people who take laps, I think of the people who make music and they focus on too much about it being a hit and less about telling a story, right? It's the people who are really, really good at telling a story who could bring that type of consistency in their music or the ones that generally last longer because they've been playing the long game, right? And they're not just releasing a a banger that might hit, but now what are you going to do after that? Right? You didn't really leave us with anything else. Your story started and ended with that same track, right? You just took it. What's the next one? Did you leave a relay to yourself? Like I like this. He's spitting some bars here.
खेल में लैप्स नहीं मैराथन बन गया निप वाली सोच और मैं बेमिसाल बन गया अपनों के लिए क्या किया अपनों को मैं क्या दिया अपनों से मैं क्या लिया अपनों से मैं क्या लूं मेरी जिंदगी एक सपना और मैं सपने में निकालूं ये दर्द मेरा अपना और मैं अपने में निकालूं एक दोस्त से है बात बंद दूसरा बनता चालू ये जिंदगी ना मालूम जो जितना देता उससे ज्यादा मिलता तुझे मालूम ये जिंदगी ना मालूम सब कुछ है पास और फिर भी मैं अकेला क्यों पूरा शहर मेरे साथ फिर अकेला क्यों कभी कभी लगता है मैं अकेला हूँ फिर वो मुझे बोलता है नहीं है अकेला तो.
So I don't know if Divine is religious, but I'm going to assume that he is. So when he says, then he says, no, you're not alone, that he's guided. Now, I was going to say God, but honestly, I don't want to be disrespectful. So whoever he praises, I believe that's who he's referencing when he says, then he says.
सब कुछ है पास फिर अकेला क्यों पूरा शहर मेरे साथ फिर अकेला क्यों कभी कभी लगता है मैं अकेला हूँ फिर मुझे बोलता है नहीं है अकेला तू। अब मशहूर हूँ मैं तो क्या है कसूर मेरा, खुद में विश्वास ये था पहले से उसूल मेरा। हीरे की खोज में निकला ना कोहिनूर मेरा, हर शब्द निकलता मेरे दिल से जैसे खून मेरा। अकेला था मैं और मेरी माइक, म्यूजिक मेरी माशुका से मैं और मेरी वाइफ। अम्मा लिखती खत प्लेन लगती उसकी फ्लाइट, बचपन से थे भूखे भी वो ऑलवेज ऑन अ डाइट। छत से पानी टपके 2 घंटे भरने के लिए, बुक्स पे करते रोल सही में थे वो पढ़ने के लिए। लगता था मैं पैदा हुआ खाली मरने के लिए, हाथ नहीं मांगे कभी ऊपर चढ़ने के लिए।
So you know, I've heard this type of hustle. And Divine, you know, and the 3 tracks of his that I've reacted to, I've heard this type of hunger. I've heard this type of hustle. And honestly, you can kind of hear that in the rapper's voice when they rap. It's like one of them things where you can't simply teach, right? It's just got to come out. And I felt that. So I like that he's giving us a little bit more detail about his come-ups, right? Because this creates a little deeper connection between the viewer and the artist, for those of us that haven't done like a wiki search on every detail of his life.
था मैं पैदा हुआ खाली मरने के लिए, हाथ नहीं मांगे कभी ऊपर चढ़ने के लिए। अकेला पर लगता जैसे आर्मी में हूँ, म्यूजिक की किताब कहानी में हूँ। अकेला पर आर्मी में हूँ, म्यूजिक की किताब कहानी में हूँ। हाँ सब कुछ है पास और फिर भी मैं अकेला क्यों? पूरा शहर मेरे साथ फिर अकेला क्यों? कभी कभी लगता है मैं अकेला हूँ, फिर वो मुझे बोलता है नहीं है अकेला तू। और सब कुछ है पास फिर अकेला क्यों? पूरा शहर मेरे साथ फिर अकेला क्यों? कभी कभी लगता है मैं अकेला हूँ, फिर वो मुझे बोलता है नहीं है अकेला तू। Sometimes I feel like I'm flying away, but the Lord says I'm here to stay. Hey. So many wanna take my place, but they don't know what it takes. Nah.
See, okay, so he said the Lord, so God, right? See, like I said, it probably was obvious. Some of you guys is watching this, but again, I didn't want to assume because that's one thing. That's how you. Okay. Anyways, essentially, what he's saying here is that it's faith that's guiding him, right? And faith is one of the hardest things to practice, right? Because it's not rooted in logic. It's not rooted in reason. It's rooted on you just saying it's going to happen because I just believe that it's going to happen. That's strong right there. I like that.
Sometimes I feel like flying away, but the Lord says I'm here to stay. So many wanna take my place, but they don't know what it takes. अब खुद गर्ज बनना भी सही लगता है, अब कौन देगा धोखा थोड़ा भय लगता है। खुद गर्ज बनना भी सही लगता है, अब कौन देगा धोखा थोड़ा भय लगता है। अब खत्म होने आता फिर नहीं लगता है, अब खत्म होने आता फिर नहीं लगता है। हाँ सुनते रहने का, वाइब करते रहने का।
You know,
Hey.
This was a real track right here.
Nah.
Yeah, see, more artists need to put out more tracks like this. This is like one of them real, like, most relatable like tracks, right? Because a whole lot of us come from some type of struggle, right? But I like the message he was going there. You know, sometimes he feel like it's about to be the end, but it ain't the end. You got to keep going. I feel that same way about this channel, right? Most of the people that are watching, if you're still watching it here, you stuck around for the commentary, that's great. But for the most part, my view duration on these videos, this is a 4-minute video, right? My view duration on here will be 2 minutes, which means the thing that I perceive myself to be good at, which is delivering commentary, nobody's watching it. You know what I mean? And that kind of sucks because I feel like I'm just talking to nobody because nobody's watching it. It doesn't happen to everybody. I know I do have certain artists that I react to that stay around for the commentary. And then I got other artists where you just kind of skip around. But that can get a little demoralizing, right? But it's faith that just keeps me going. I'm just like, hey, maybe there's a couple, maybe there's 10 of you that decided to stick around for the commentary. And if you did, I super appreciate that. For those of you that kind of just skips around, I also appreciate that as well. So I don't want to make it feel like I'm not. But yeah, this is good. Really down to earth. Love the vibes. Y'all let me know what y'all thought about this down in the comments. That's the end of this video. If you enjoyed the content, leave a like and subscribe. Dave's out.